This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Beck Easy.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Joey Krizak. Hey, guys.
What's wrong with you? Joe came with the
Hey,
energy.
guys.
Hey, that's Trail.
Grow up.
And we are
ThaTeam.
Nah, do that shit over. Nah, we keeping the same energy. And we got our executive producer here with us, Danny.
Yo.
What's good, my nigga?
Hey, welcome to the group chat. Let's get started.
Yeah.
Trail's lit. All right, so what's up, guys? How are y'all doing?
We're good.
Coming down a little bit from the weekend, from earlier, from hours ago.
Facts. We just got back. Yeah, we just got back from our first Sunday's brunch. Lit as always. Shout out to our new venue, Village Bistro.
Yes.
Super accommodating.
Amazing.
Yes.
I love
The food is blazing.
Yeah, I'm very satisfied with the food.
I love the mini chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
Those were so cute. The mussels.
I didn't even eat everything, but what I did have, I enjoyed that.
And exactly. Shout out to DJ S Boogie as always.
DJ
S Boogie.
Bringing the tunes. The owner was like, "Oh, I like this.
Right.
Nah, but
That's our person as DJ. That's our personal DJ.
Absolutely.
He's
That's the
coming
team
wherever we
DJ.
go.
So Steph started off like, you know what, I'm going to play for these white folks that's in here right now. I'm going to play, you know, in the beginning, just play a little white music. Whatever that is.
Him a little note.
And the owner slid him a note and was like, play some reggae.
A note, though.
No, but seriously, the transition was beautiful.
It was.
Because you can't go straight hood off the bat. You
No,
just need
I
some.
agree.
You need to climb.
You gotta, yeah, I agree.
It was good.
The waiters and the waitresses were like videotaping.
Yeah,
us.
they
Like,
loved
oh my
it.
God, this is
Had some
exciting.
white folks with their babies coming
Right.
over.
They did.
And they used the baby. Like,
They
you can come.
definitely
You
were
don't need
using
the baby.
because 3 different people came over with
With
the
the
same
baby.
baby.
It's like, if you want to come party, just
And
come
he was
party.
so unbothered.
He was so unbothered. Like, he don't realize y'all using me as a
You never
punk.
had a black nanny.
I
You
see
can
that.
chill with us.
And
Like,
mammy.
oh my God.
That's funny.
I have lots of white friends.
So we had that, and I just got back from Jamaica a few days ago. It was thebomb.com.
You must have didn't spend that much time on the beach. Because when you
I
came
know.
back from the cruise, you had
You
a
were hella
crazy
sad.
tan.
Black
Yeah.
day.
I kept it real selective this time around because I'm like, you know what, it's about to be winter. You know,
I don't want to be
No,
too dirty.
the
You was
villa,
supposed-
a real good
You were
time.
supposed to brown up.
I know.
the
no.
villa looked beautiful. You guys
Gorgeous.
look
Amazing.
beautiful.
Yeah.
We were high the entire time.
Jealous.
As you should be, I feel like.
It's only right when in Jamaica, right?
Right.
tell
When
us
in
about
Jamaica
that.
get high.
Yeah. So that's about it. So how
No,
about you
what
guys?
else happened? We had Renee's 30th birthday.
Oh yes, her
Word.
birthday dinner.
Yeah,
Happy
and
birthday
shout out
again.
to Chris, her husband. He put on a very
Ooh,
nice,
Beautiful. Yeah.
surprise birthday dinner. She was very happy, and I had a great time.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Shout
And
out to-
again, the food was blazing.
Yeah. Shout out to Jessica. She did the venue, and one of
Yes.
her friends that was helping her,
Celeste.
Celeste,
Yeah.
I came in and Haley was like, "Oh, this is Joey," and she was like, "Oh, I know Joey." She was like, "But I know her from the what is this? The
What is
the
this?
podcast." I was like, "Oh," and she was like, "I love drop
She's
that
a loyal,
line."
Yeah, she a loyal listener.
She was like, "I love drop that line." I was like, "Oh, you made my day." So I wanted to shout you out because
Yeah.
you made my day.
Make
Well,
you feel
shout out
good, right?
to
Yeah.
Celeste.
All
Yeah.
night, though, people was like, oh, you have a podcast? I should
Showing
be
so
on.
much love.
Yo, so all night because
All
we
night.
we left the dinner and we went somewhere else, and I was talking to somebody and they were like, "Y'all should have you on." Every time I talk to anybody about, not even talking to people about the podcast, they bring it up.
Right.
And then it's always like, "Y'all should have me on." Like, everyone did a podcast.
Snooze
It is a snooze fest, honestly.
Nah, I mean, at the end of the day, when we say we do it for the people, we really do it for the people. So it's like,
But
fuck it.
That's
but my
true, but I
thing
want
is,
you to be
you
a
have
listener.
to be a
Sure.
listener.
Be a
Right.
supporter. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we are doing this for the people, and we're not opposed to having people on, and we are open to ideas and whatever you have to say. But my thing is, listen, support us
At least a one.
before you say, "Let me just be on." Like,
And
why
then
do I
hop
have
on
to
the
just let you
wave.
be on?
And then have something to bring to the table.
Exactly.
We just supposed to have you on just to sit and chit chat with you? Nah, nigga, what you talking about?
I mean,
Hey.
fuck
So
it.
if y'all listening, we around.
Throw
We
a party.
around
And we
for
had lots
guests.
of chit chat guests.
Right, we
that
are
were
around
amazing.
for new
We had
ideas.
chit chat guests, but they had good conversations.
We didn't know till they got up here.
Who didn't know?
We didn't
Yeah,
know
we didn't
how
know.
great Omar was gonna be.
You did.
That's true.
Well, Omar.
Omar.
I don't know him as well as you know him.
Yeah.
But you asked him, so you,
You
already
asked him
knew.
for a reason.
Yeah.
No. I knew he was gonna be good, but I didn't know he was gonna be
That
that
good?
shit. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
But you had
We
an
gonna have him
idea.
on.
Yeah.
You had an idea, and he served a purpose,
And he listened.
and he listened.
He's a very good supporter.
Yeah,
Still
always
to
shouted.
this day, even
Always
after
shouted.
his
Always
episode.
shouted.
Right.
I mean, y'all know how I am about the
So,
support thing. I don't
yeah.
really give a fuck if you support or not. At the end of the day, I'm
At this
hopping.
point,
I don't
At
care either,
this
but my
point.
thing is, I don't want to hear you. Like, cause I hear it so much. Like, oh, y'all should have me.
I
on. Like,
agree.
why?
I mean, it's given.
Why
I think,
should I have you? Like,
I
that's
think
my
because
thing.
I know what we're doing, and just period, it's gonna be a
if
given.
it's not them, it's gonna be someone.
It's gonna be
Right.
somebody, and I'ma still have that same energy. Okay. So what I always say is, okay, what you got? And this is, I had this conversation with one of my really
you
good
rambling?
friends.
Yeah.
No. I had this conversation with one of my really good friends, and I even said to her, like, what you got? You
So
told me I should let you be on, but what you got?
Right.
what you
We're
got
not
to pray?
opposed to having you.
My
I'm
friends
not opposed at all.
always give me contact. They be like, "You guys should talk about this."
We're not opposed to having
Not
you. Just come with something.
But we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all wanting to come on and be a part. We appreciate it. Just support.
We not mad at y'all.
Joe, you got to drop that line.
I do. I actually have two by the same
Oh,
person.
Lord.
So we gonna
First,
do,
y'all
are we doing
excuse
two?
me because I feel like I'm getting sick, so I know I probably sound super crazy.
I know.
And
I'm like
you might hear me go
sniffling
here
over
and
here
there.
like
Now it
crazy.
sounds like you're about to cry.
It's because Jamaica was 86 degrees and like amazing.
And now
I came
it
back
is.
with jackets and
Right.
freezing.
And
Rain
this time I
and
don't
shit.
even know what I want to do. The other day I walked out of work, I was hella
77.
surprised. Like, oh, it's nice out here. It's warm.
It's ridiculous.
And
Go
now it's
ahead,
like
tell
a
me
little
shit,
chilly.
Mom.
Okay, number one is I don't write rhymes. I write checks. Number two is got my billions up, effing with them white folks. Now I don't give a F because I'm richer than them white folks.
The first one is Diddy.
I appreciate this energy.
Drug Dylan music.
The first one is Diddy though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The second
what
one's
song
Diddy
is
too.
it?
She said both of them by the same person.
I didn't catch that first. I'm like, why is she doing both of them at the same time?
I thought the first one was gonna be longer.
It's supposed to be.
Diddy.
I'm like,
Okay.
damn, two?
So shout out to you.
Because today's his birthday.
Is it?
Yeah.
November
Happy
4th.
birthday.
And
Happy birthday, Diddy.
Did you see him on Halloween with his
Yes, the
Pennywise?
clown.
Yo, I watched that video and I crack up every time.
But what was
He looks
Justin?
So funny.
Justin was a
on the
pimp.
wig.
Right, and I was looking in the comments. People were like, "What are they?" Because they dress like this on a regular.
Well,
They do.
Christian
They
was
do.
his father.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I didn't even catch that.
And
It's
Justin,
Diddy.
I didn't know what
He
Justin
was.
was either.
I think he was the pimp from Blue Hill Ave. If you guys ever watched that movie, it's a
I did, but I
a
don't
gangster
remember it.
classic. He was I forgot the guy's name, but
I've never seen that.
I
He's
remember who's like the main four guys, but I don't remember the other people that were in
well,
it.
shout out to Diddy. Happy birthday to him. Tell him to put us on.
Tell him to tell us.
put us on revolt.
Right.
If you are listening,
Diddy, we could be
We love you,
Yes,
nigga.
we
We're
could be
listening.
right with Drink Champs.
in what's the other one? Joe Budden. We
Right.
don't- You need some females. You need some balance.
Absolutely.
We're here.
balance is everything.
Oh, they're both on revolt.
Yeah.
All right then. So
Okay.
that's gonna happen. Amen.
Speaking
Amen.
into existence.
Amen.
So we're gonna do our hot topics for the week. So the first one is a high school teacher in Maywood, California, actually got into a fight with a student. I guess he must have said something to the student about his dress code, and the student did provoke him, but the teacher swung first.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like they dead ass was like fighting.
Fight. Like I watched the video. Like I just happened to go on Twitter the other day, and it was like literally like
A
brawl
brawl.
up and down my
Mhm.
timeline. And I watched it, and the student was going on and on about say what you said before or whatever. And then he was like, nigga this, nigga that.
Threw a
And then he
basketball
threw
at
his
him.
basketball at him.
And the teacher
And
walked
then-
away,
And then the teacher swung
and then he
first.
came back.
So he did swing, and that's
Built
the only
up.
thing is like it is very conflicting because I get the frustration. Like it's only so much you can take before you explode, regardless if it's on your
Right.
child or whoever.
And we don't know if this student probably was getting on his last damn nerve.
Right?
Like,
We don't know. We don't know the whole story.
Right.
But judging by the video, I can see why he was upset. But damn, it's like damn, you couldn't. You just don't swing.
He's still in jail.
Don't swing.
His bail is, I think, $5,000.
That's not bad. So
That's
that
not
means he
bad.
only
No,
need
I don't
500
know if he needs $5,000 to get out.
because it's 50.
Yeah.
Or is it
Yeah.
500?
Yeah.
Like
Either
he's,
way, that
he's
ain't
still in
bad.
jail. Like someone did a petition, like to support the teacher. that we need to support our teachers more.
I seen
A
the
lot of people
story.
are conflicted.
I didn't see the video. How old is the student?
He's a teenager. He's
Like,
probably
It had to be high school.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was high
It
school.
had to be high school.
But still,
They said
that's still underage.
Yeah,
Right,
child abuse.
Right. And you're still a teacher.
Yeah.
You're in a position of.
Right. Even if the student was 18, even in college, you
You're
swinging on a
still the
student.
teacher, exactly.
I mean, it don't look good, but
It
Some
don't.
of these little
But I
niggas
get it.
deserve
And this is why everybody's conflicted, is because it was like it was deserved.
right.
Yeah.
I seen
But
that it was
it is still a child.
some parents. So it was like 50-50, like half supported the student, half supported the teacher, because they were saying it was self-defense on the teacher.
Yeah.
The one that
Right.
supported the teachers was probably black.
But my
Right.
thing is that I just wanted the teacher to do a little bit more to restrain himself.
Okay.
So after the fight broke out, there was like 5 administrators that came in here, probably a principal, a security guard. I wanted him. I didn't see him do this in the video, but I wanted him to be like, somebody come down and remove this kid. Now, if I
True.
call somebody to
Nobody
remove, once
comes.
that basketball, or when he was calling me the N-word and out of my name, get this guy out of my class. And now,
Right.
Yeah, he
now
definitely could have
what
done
happens
that.
next is on you. I called you.
I
You
made
didn't come
every
down.
I tried to.
But that goes along with, y'all seen the video where it was a little boy, it was like, oh, Johnny has a black eye. And then Johnny, like, you seen him with the
No.
little dress? He was like, Johnny has a black eye.
Oh,
And then I have a rainy
yeah,
day. Or
yeah.
Johnny has a rainy day and I still have a black eye.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to hand out, like, life lessons or some shit.
Yep, and
So-
he was like, Johnny's gonna also the other kid gonna have a black eye too, and now we both learned our lesson.
Right.
Yeah.
But the teacher probably, we don't know if this kid, like, is a troublesome kid, like, every day. Like, the
And he
teacher,
probably
the
is.
teacher might have had, like, that was a straw that broke the camel's back.
Exactly.
Understandable, but where is he now?
You're
In
still-
jail.
Yeah,
Just to have your back, because nobody's going to have your back.
but you.
So as long as you did the steps, be like, listen, I swung on him, but I called you.
Mhm.
I've been telling you about this kid. You got to have paperwork. You
Paperwork,
got to have it
yeah.
in
Have
writing.
them receipts.
And I know this because I see it happen every day.
Exactly. And but this is the thing, you really gotta have a plan in place, because
Yeah.
when you're in the heat of the moment and stuff is happening, you're not thinking about all the things that you
No.
could do.
Yeah.
You're just like, let me react. And if you're trying to be calm or whatever, because the teacher, he wasn't even responding to him when his
No,
the
he
student
wasn't.
was in
That's
his
why he
face
had
and
time to
talking.
call.
He did, and he wasn't responding. He just was standing there, and then all of a sudden, he just was like, you know what? He just swung.
No, he got like, he was in his stance.
He was ready.
They
He
fought
was
like
ready.
5 times.
Damn.
Right, and then it's another kid like came up,
Jumped
and
up.
was saying,
He was like,
and
who
then
hit
after
me?
he was like, who hit me?
Which one of you hit?
He
Yes.
was ready.
He was
Could you
ready.
next?
He
Could
was,
you
he was
next?
ready.
No.
Well, we'll see what happens with
I'm
that.
praying for him.
Yeah,
Because his
it's a
careers
lot.
might be over.
His career, and he's gonna get.
How old that teacher look?
He's, you know, black don't crack.
Right.
So he could be like 70, but he looked 55.
Yeah,
So in
I would
Pepper
say
right
in 50s. Nah,
Actually, he didn't have any
He didn't
facial
have-
hair.
nah, not really.
Maybe he's in his 50s.
I would say 50s. That's what I
Yeah.
was gonna say.
Because he
He
might
ain't
not.
get no pension.
He might not
Oh,
even
man.
like
Yeah.
care.
And that's how I feel
No,
too.
I
I feel
care
like
about my
at this
pension.
point, I feel like he probably was. Maybe he was at a point where it was like, you know what? I don't even give a fuck about any of this. I'm gonna react, and whatever happens, happens.
Because imagine like a customer come in with your job or a patient at our job and they like
Oh, I tell my job all the time. If a patient comes swing on me, if they spit on me, any of that, I'm losing my job. I don't give a fuck.
Did you
Right.
guys see
I'm
that?
whooping their ass.
Right.
Did you guys see that?
fuck this job.
That
Exactly.
person at McDonald's, when the skinny girl must have threw something at that big McDonald's whatever cashier, she went like, she tossed her all over, wiping the floor with that little.
no, I didn't see
I
that.
didn't see
That's
that.
not negotiable. So, but it's different.
Because
My
these
job,
are children.
right? I'm fighting a grown adult.
Right, yeah.
compared
You're
to a
equal.
kid.
Mhm.
So I hope it works out for him. I
So-
mean, I can't even say who was right, who was wrong, because I understand why he reacted, but I also feel like he shouldn't have reacted that way.
Parents,
But I
make
get
sure
it,
before
so.
you send your badass kids to school,
Right.
you tell them
You
to check
them.
themselves.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And this is where the parents need to come in.
It starts at
Word.
home.
The parents need, like, because there's plenty of footage where you see this child being hella disrespectful.
Because honestly, it's a co-parenting situation. Your
Mhm.
kid is with the teacher more awake time than you are.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's his father.
Yeah, honestly.
So you should have been like,
Right.
respect your father.
And that's the
part of
thing.
the
It's like
village,
I
right.
am the teacher, but you're gonna respect me while you're in my classroom. You're gonna
Mhm.
respect me, not one because I'm an adult, two because I'm your teacher. Like I don't like I'm here trying to help you.
He probably be chucking shit at his parents. Cause that shit ain't new.
Right.
That ain't
You
new.
like he might have been like a little Latina,
He do that shit all the time.
Latino, whatever it is.
So next we have a son of a Ferguson activist, Melissa McKinney's. Her son Danye Jones was lynched, but police are investigating it as if it was a suicide in Ferguson. And there's so much speculation as far as what happened. He was hung with a bed sheet. His pants was down to his ankles. So people are like, how are you even able to do that
Right.
if you did commit suicide? So they're saying that he was lynched.
Actually, what did he hang himself with? If
bed
it's the
sheet.
belt,
It was a bed sheet.
oh,
Bed
okay.
sheet.
So it wasn't even the belt. So that could be justifiable. Like the pants fell because the belt. Okay, bed sheet.
Right.
What's a bad shit?
Bed sheet. That's
Right.
It don't even
That's
sound.
weird.
It don't
Right.
even sound like a freaking suicide. Like, why would he pull his own pants down?
Right.
That's humiliating.
Right.
Why would you do that?
And that's something
And back
that
in
was
the day, they
known
used
to
to do
happen
that.
back in the Jim Crow area. They would pull your pants down to shame you or
Mhm.
whatever. So, yeah.
It's a sad situation. But they
Yeah.
said that there were it's been multiple random, either people being hung or randomly
Shot.
getting killed, and they've been connected to like Black Lives Matter, you know,
A lot of people have been
participants.
connected
And
to the whole Ferguson thing.
it's sad. It's a sad situation.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous because it's like it's 2018, and you would think like, out of all things,
It's a very hateful time. Like this, us just mentioning this made me think of the synagogue shooting.
Yeah.
It's a very hateful time.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like his whole, I don't know, it's just crazy.
even the white guy that shot the grandparents in the grocery store. He went to a Kroger's. I guess he initially tried to go to a predominantly black church.
And that's
couldn't
my
get-
thing with that is like that is a clear indication that you just were trying to shoot anybody
Mhm.
black. So
Right.
it was like, okay, I can't get into here. So I'm about to go down the street and just shoot somebody else. You just wanted to shoot black people.
Right. It's ridiculous.
It's a
And
clear
he
hate
yelled
crime.
white people don't kill white people when he did it.
Right,
which
'cause I
didn't
guess
make
there was like a
sense.
white guy saying to him like, "What are you doing?" or whatever, or trying to stick up, and that's what his response was: "White people don't get white people." Like,
So he was like
Since when?
making himself not kill the other white people to try to stop him, but he killed the two grandparents.
Like,
This
it's ridiculous.
A clear example of like make America great again. We're
Mhm.
going back like because the lynching that's nothing we normally hear in 2018.
exactly.
No.
And that's why people are so like in arms up about the whole "Make America Great Again" statement. It's like, what do you mean by that?
When was America ever great?
Exactly.
Right.
For us.
For
especially.
who was it great for?
Right.
Exactly.
Just like I seen a video, was Amanda Sales was talking to Caitlyn Jenner,
Mhm.
and she was like, I see why you say what you say. He was like, what do you mean? I just said that I believe in America. She was like, exactly. She was like, I can't say that same thing. She was like, America has been built and conditioned for you.
Mhm.
She was like, I can't say the same, sis. I was first
And
of all,
now
I
that
was
was like
laughing for her
that was
calling
like
her sis.
2 or 3 years ago. Now he's backtracking because
Yeah.
now he's trans and
Oh,
And
wait,
now-
so
yeah.
this-
Donald Trump.
This
no.
video was old.
yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't
The
know
old
that.
video, like
Yeah.
2, maybe 3. I'll say maybe like 2 years
Oh,
ago.
I didn't know that.
So
I
now
saw
he's
the video, but
backtracking.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize it was an old one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because now Donald Trump is trying to get rid of the law, basically saying that how you identify yourself is only what you were born as.
Mhm.
So Caitlyn Jenner has to go to the men's bathroom because he was born as a male, and so the LGBTQ community is like in an uproar now.
So he's not
I
that
feel
great
like that's
anymore.
probably one of the things that I agree with.
Yeah, it's a sketchy
I agree with that.
situation. Did you see? It was UFC fighting. I guess it was a transgender woman.
And you like
And
yeah.
like crushed the skull of
Yeah,
the other
saw that.
woman that they were fighting, and they're like,
No.
"Yo, honestly, they're still built as a man. Like you
I
can't."
saw that,
do that.
and then I like fell into like a rabbit hole because I was like in the comments and stuff, and somebody made a good point about the fact of, well, if this person goes and passes the weight and height requirements, then like what can you really say? But I mean, I get it. It is kind of crazy because it is still a man
Right.
fighting a
And
woman.
the force is totally
Regardless.
different.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Because you got some like teenage boys in high school weighing in the same height as an adult woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right.
The age is different, but he can still like have that same like
Energy. Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. So pray for our country, y'all.
For real.
In other news, Spice broke the internet, and it's still going.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's just something kind of older, but it's still relevant because she's still in her white face or bleached skin. So everybody was like running her, like, why would you bleach your skin? X, Y, and Z. So she came out with a song about colorism, basically saying like, when I was dark, y'all wasn't supporting me.
Right.
I was getting talked about when I was dark, X, Y, and Z. So I'm like, so everybody's been talking about it, commenting on it. She was like, I'll let y'all know when I decide to go back brown.
Right.
Yeah.
But she made a wonderful point.
Yeah.
Because like honestly, it's so sad how dark-skinned women are being brought down. I remember this blogger years ago. Well, she just recently became a blogger.
Blogger?
Or podcaster,
Oh.
whatever she is. Anyway, she called me Blackie, and not knowing I have like a huge self-esteem issue when it comes to my skin.
Yeah.
Because people like that. She was
Right.
like, Blackie. It's not funny, but it's funny.
Right, it's not.
It's funny
but-
now.
Yeah.
Right. And then the other day, like, I hear her bringing up stuff from the past. So I'm like, wow, you still haven't matured.
Oh.
Like, you're still haven't matured. It's
I gotta go do that
2018 and
again.
you're bringing stuff that happened in 2014. Like, grow up, sis.
Joey is on a move.
I'm just saying, grow the hell up.
But no,
Nah, I
it
agree
is
though.
it is a problem.
I seen her saying she had like this, I don't like reading long shit, but she I tried to, skim through it. And people were like, oh, did you really bleach your skin or is it makeup? And she was like, I'm not telling. Like,
Yeah, she said, you'll see soon.
right. She's
Yeah.
like, is it makeup? Like, is it? Like, maybe I did
She's
this.
really playing along with
Right.
it.
But like I was talking to two of my coworkers. One's a male. One's a Haitian male. One's a regular black female or whatever.
Zopan.
And I asked him, I was like, do Haitians do this? Because it's a
As
thing.
in
It's a
Jamaican
thing in
culture.
Jamaica. So I'm like,
Mhm.
do Haitians do this? He's like, no, not really. But I'm like, and I'm asking because he was a nurse. So I'm like, do you think this is real? Because it was so drastic.
Mhm.
It wasn't gradual.
Right.
So we just
But honestly, like, if it's not real, she's putting that on every day.
probably not. She probably airbrushed it.
No, I feel like it probably
Like
just for that
good
moment.
movie makeup.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. She's in the
Ain't
entertainment.
no MAC
Right.
Pro Concealer.
That's some heavy duty.
Right.
Heavy duty for sure.
Right.
Yeah, so that was
I appreciate it because she did exactly what she intended.
She
She
got
got
the
the
attention.
attention to
Mhm.
shock everybody.
Right. Because
Into
before
a
the
conversation.
before the video came out, I sent it to Joe. I put it in the group chat. I'm like, is this what we doing? Like,
Right.
really? But then the video came out like the next day, and I'm
Right.
like, okay.
And then she
I
said
get it.
she said it's black women that tear each other down.
Absolutely. Or black people in general.
Yeah,
Because
that
black
tear
guys
each other down.
are really good about that as well.
But it's not even just black people, because if you notice, like historically light-skinned people get the most.
Attention.
Yeah.
and they feel like they're better.
Field.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mhm.
Right, Joe.
Mm.
It's true.
That's where it stems from.
yeah, absolutely.
Right. Because
Absolutely.
even with like Beyonce and Kelly.
Mhm.
Like Beyonce, I mean, what's her name? Kelly is like is a good artist. She's still
Yeah.
good,
Right.
but
Kelly, Fantasia, Jennifer Hudson.
Right.
Yeah.
They will never flourish
No.
right,
on the plateau that Beyonce will.
right,
And not only because it's light skin, dark skin, also with the talent. And like I said,
Right.
remember gave you that example with
And
Rihanna?
body
Body
wise
too.
Yeah.
right. But like Kelly's not big. She's a nice
Yeah.
slim girl, thin,
Yeah.
whatever, lean girl. But she won't see.
She will never flourish
Right.
on the
Nah.
heights.
Right.
Nah, never.
Mm-mm.
So everybody need to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
Black is beautiful, no matter what shade.
It
'Cause
is.
we
And if
chef
we,
hopping.
as black people, if we get it together amongst ourselves, then the people that's on the outside,
Right.
whatever they got to say, should
They
really
gotta
matter.
respect us.
So
Yeah.
we don't want to hear no more blackie comments.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
I love
All
my
right.
black skin, so.
Word. So we have the You Tried It of the week. So I was
Tried
getting
it.
my nails done before Jamaica, and I was watching Dr. Phil, and there was a little girl in there. Her name is Treasure, and she said that she identifies as white. Black people are ghetto. Black people are dirty. They are not educated. And her mother was on there like, my daughter is wilding. The brother was up there, was like, you're delusional.
Because she's black, right? I feel like
Absolutely.
that's-
So I guess the mom had a husband that was white. She had Treasure before meeting him, But they lied to Treasure and said that was her father all this time. And then when he passed away, they was like, nah, that's not your father. She was like, oh, my hair is better, even though it was a nappy little raggedy wrap she had. And like, she was dead serious.
It wasn't even no Dominican rap.
It wasn't.
It
She
was
should
like
have watched
herself.
it.
Flying and just curls.
Right.
She should have known her. She was black with a name Treasure. Like, sis.
Right.
Like, get it together.
No Chelsea over here.
She's like, oh, make America great again. She had the KKK on speed dial to find out their upcoming events. I said, little girl, go right on ahead to a meeting.
They
And
gonna
you
have
see
you
what
to
happens.
sacrifice.
Exactly.
Right.
She's gonna be like how Dave Chappelle was.
No, the record gonna scratch when she go in there.
Take back our membership.
Lauren.
So basically, Treasure, you tried it.
You definitely
Stop playing.
did, sis.
Stop. Right, exactly. You sis.
Right.
Not
On a
sister.
positive note, though, this week I am rooting for the Sigma Gamma Rho chapter in Jackson, Missouri,
Nice.
or Mississippi. I'm sorry.
Wow.
They donated over 100 wigs and scarves
Aw.
to the University of Mississippi Medical Center.
That's
For Black History. What?
Breast
Breast
cancer.
cancer
Mhm.
awareness.
Breast
This
cancer.
nigga's still drunk off the mimosas.
For breast cancer, and it was also in honor of one of their chapter members who died from breast cancer.
Oh,
Beautiful.
that's nice.
So that's great because the big thing I think about women dealing with breast cancer is not being able to feel like yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
Any cancer, losing your hair.
Yeah.
That's so drastic.
And a lot of people don't want to lose their hair because it's very drastic.
Mhm.
So
And we
and
put so
then
much emphasis on our hair.
That's like our
That's our
identity.
thing.
It's like your
It's our
identity.
crown.
And then when you lose it, it is the question of like, what am I gonna do to my hair? In the meantime, I'm about to go to the hair store and get some raggedy wig.
Right,
You
the
want a
synthetic
nice
ones.
wig that's not looking like, oh, she must got cancer or she got this wig on. You want a nice wig that's that fits you or whatever.
with the pop in front.
And you want to be able to have an option or to pick something that looks nice or whatever. So
That's dope.
shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to
The University of Mississippi Medical Center, they've actually been taking donations since last year. I guess they're going to try to make it an annual thing to,
Nice.
take donations of wigs.
So all you bundle sellers, make sure you guys
Reach out.
contact them so you can at least donate some.
Give
money.
back. Right.
Mhm.
And
That'll
make
be
so
dope.
much money off of us.
So
if you give
shout
back.
out to the Tau Sigma alumni chapter
Oh,
in
yeah.
Jackson, Mississippi.
Nice. And then, do you have a question that needs an answer?
So I got questions that niggas was asking.
Okay.
So, so I was on Twitter and I came across this post and I shared it on my Instagram and I told you guys I will let you know my feedback on it on this episode. So I'm gonna read it. It says, single ladies. Tyrone is 37 and works at McDonald's as the cashier for 6 years. He is happy with his position, making $10.50 an hour. He supports his 2 daughters and lives in a trailer park. He drives a 2003 Honda and dropped out of high school. He is a hardworking, supportive, attentive, faithful, loyal. Would treat you like a queen, and he's a good man. Since many women always say there are no good men out there, would you give this man a chance?
Deep sigh.
So, my answer was a resounding no.
Right. Me too.
And I say no, not because he's making $10.50 an hour or because he's living in a trailer park,
It's
but
happy
because
where
of the
he at.
fact that it says he is happy
Right.
making $10.50
Yeah.
an hour.
He has no other goals than
Exactly.
where he at.
I don't want anybody who is happy with being 37, working at McDonald's and making $10.50 an hour.
At least be the manager.
At the very least.
No, it's
But even then, you can't be making the bare minimum. Like
I
you
can't wait
live.
from mopping the floors to the fries at least. Like, come on, fuck.
if that's like you happy, that's fine. That you're happy, be happy. That's just not.
No,
for
and
me.
you and not even
run
not
the
be
show.
happy, but are you happy and then are you working towards something else?
Like,
Or are
only
you happy
fine.
and I'm just content with where I am?
Right.
I'm content with driving my 2003 Honda and living in a trailer park. I'm not going in no trailer park to see you.
You just not for me.
People like, you can't park here.
You a good man for somebody that might work at Walmart. Like you just not a
No.
good man for me. That's it.
Exactly. And making $10.50 an hour and being an honest, because he is an honest working man. And doing all that, okay, and you are attentive and loyal, and that's cute, but do I gotta settle for your $10.50 an hour and your
Right.
trailer park because you happy and you a good man? No.
You going hard on this trailer park thing, like.
Because the trailer park thing really got me.
Like I don't want to bust it open in a trailer park. Nah.
That fucking
The
thing
trailer park
starts
thing
tipping
really
over.
I
got
mean, you
me.
bust it open at like mom, somebody else if you don't live alone.
It don't matter. Ain't no trailer
It
park.
ain't no
No.
trailer park. Like, we not.
Silly.
And trailer park is very serious. I remember the first time I drove down the Post
Boston
Road,
Post Road.
and I noticed the trailer park on the right.
Yeah.
I was freaked out. I don't even know why.
Imagine,
Mile.
But I was
right, I was
freaked
say,
out
imagine going
from
up in
seeing
8
that.
Mile trying to bust it open on that mattress or wherever the fuck you was sleeping. I'm not
And then you're
busting it open on that.
37. And then you're 37. I mean, we all have to start somewhere, but you're 37. You have 2 kids. And
That
you're
you support
just happy
On that
making
10.50 an hour, my nigga, what you
Somebody
have
said,
left?
somebody seen the comments. Somebody said that's not support. That's contributing. Two
And
different things to that.
barely contributing like
Right.
that, honestly, because we could barely live off. We making more than that, and we can
Way
still
more.
barely
Is
like
that
you
his
know
trailer?
function.
Is that his trailer that he live in? Because for
He
$10.50
might
an
own it.
hour,
Do you own it? Exactly.
Exactly. He might own it. So
And
that's
that's
property
wonderful.
that he has.
And that is
and
wonderful.
you coming for him.
I hear
And
you
that's
talking all this
wonderful.
shit. Would you?
No,
Right.
Wow. How are you gonna answer for me?
'Cause
I
know.
I
First
think
things
that
first.
like I never judge somebody where they're at, but if you don't plan on getting anywhere else or pushing to do better, I can't fuck with
It
you.
says
Exactly.
he's happy. So
and that's my thing.
right.
Like, let's reiterate that. It's not about you making 1050 or living in a trailer park or whatever. It's about the fact that you're happy there.
Right.
And it doesn't sound like, I mean, this
You're
is
trying
just
to
a
go
post,
nowhere.
but it doesn't sound like you're trying to go anywhere. And I'm trying to go somewhere. So
But it
we
didn't
not,
say how long
not
he was working at that
compatible.
McDonald's though. He could have only been there for 2 years.
But still.
You get what I'm saying? Like he might be like, all right, I'm happy now. Let me move up to somewhere else. You never know.
And so that's the thing. As long as you're happy, be happy. But are you also working towards something? That's
I'm
my
not
thing.
around.
It doesn't sound like Tyrone was working towards anything. So to answer that
Tyrone?
question, no. I am looking for a good man, but no, I'm not settling for
He's not a good man
Tyrone
for me.
making
That's
It's
it.
so funny because those
Exactly.
topics those questions be so drastic.
And dumb.
It's like, oh, in order to have a good man, you gotta have Tyrone that got 1050 and work at McDonald's. You can't have somebody that's making
Exactly.
6 figures
Like,
and actually be a
right?
good man.
Is that what you're telling me? That there's no good men that's out here actually making a decent living?
I
that
like the
actually
travel.
own
Tyrone
a
can't
home?
can't pay his rent at the trailer park, can't contribute to his 2 daughters, and travel on no trip for $10.50 an hour.
Hell no. Not living in. And this is the thing. We live in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Right.
So is Tyrone living in Connecticut?
He might sell some
Making
drugs
$10
on the
an hour?
side.
He gotta be, because how?
Shame.
How?
It'd be like that.
So
Well, thank you for that question.
I have another question for you guys. It's
We
more
don't got enough
so.
time for the second question.
I have to ask this because it's more so for Danny and Joanne. I saw this post and I thought about them. And it says, if you were offered $1 million to rap a Jay-Z song word for word,
yeah.
which one would you guys pick?
I said Song Cry, No Hook, and Moment of Clarity.
I said that day because I seen it too. So I commented. I said girls, girls, girls because that was the very last Jay-Z song I heard. I heard it that morning, but then I listened to the Black album later that day, and I was like, oh, I got this shit. But I'm just going to go ahead and say girls, girls,
I
girls.
got that.
I was
shit.
gonna test y'all niggas too, but
I'm
we
gonna say
don't
no
got
hook.
enough time, so
I'm
I'm
gonna say no
gonna
hook
take y'all word
because
for
I
it.
used to be in my dorm room studying the lines.
Studying the lyrics.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. You a loyal man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even going. You know what?
I'm
Bring
gonna take
that
y'all
up,
word
'cause I
for
just-
it.
Like,
We'll do it on the
We'll
live.
talk about it
You know that
later.
nigga
We'll do it on the live.
gets me here.
I know. That's why I gotta bring this up because this is a good
I'm gonna have the
one.
instrumentals. I'm gonna have y'all do it on the live.
Facts, and we gonna check the words and make sure y'all right.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Can we please do that for them too?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Not a Jay-Z song. What you
Nah,
say
you can
want?
do an R&B song.
What, a Kiki Wyatt song? What you want?
You can whatever you want. I got you.
Avant.
I'm gonna have to think.
All them
Kiki
niggas.
never-
I'm really
Tank.
good with lyrics, but I don't have to think hard though. I can't think of it on
Tank.
top of my head.
Yeah.
The song you hear, you just like, you in your own space.
I be knowing stuff and don't realize I know it until I be saying it. So I'm gonna have to think real hard about that.
I know every.
Like when I
R&B
hear the
song.
music, like it all comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And then you be in your own zone.
That's funny. All right, so we are gonna get into our topic, politics as usual.
Mm.
So you guys know that Tuesday when we drop this,
The team
Podcast.
Tuesday.
is
Hope
voting
y'all have
day.
voted or are going to vote by this
Mhm.
time.
Absolutely. So they on CNN they predicted a few of the seats. So for the Democrats, they say that we will win 226 seats in the House, and the Republicans will win only 209. So they're saying that we will win the House, and they also said that with the Senate, Democrats will win 52 seats, and Republicans will win 48. So it's looking good, but at the end of the day, it can always change.
It can always change,
predictions,
yeah.
That's just prediction. So Everybody needs to make sure that you guys go out and vote. So how do you guys feel about the people that say, oh, well, I'm not going to vote. That shit don't mean nothing to me. I'm still poor here in, New Haven or whatever. Why should I even vote?
That was my mother, actually. My mother is an active voter, but this year she said she wasn't going to vote. So she was like, oh, I just need Chris Murphy and Rosa DeLauro to get in. I was like, they
can't get in if
you
don't vote.
I was like, don't worry about that because you're not voting. So therefore you can't assure them that vote.
Right.
So by the time, all day she's been saying this, and I told her, I was taking her out to teach her how to drive again. So by the end of the day, she was like, oh no, I'm going, she saw a paper that came to the house. She was like, oh, I'm going to vote because I want them in office. So what's up the accent? Because you guys know how she talks.
Exactly.
In my head, I'm like, is there an accent or am I just hearing things?
That's silly. So a lot of people say, oh, it doesn't affect me, but it really does.
Absolutely.
It does. And we had this conversation the other day. It was like, black people they don't vote, or this is what somebody was saying, is that they don't vote because it's like nothing has changed for me. Like, why should I go and vote? So what I said was, there's nothing to lose by voting.
Right.
But there is a lot to gain by voting. I mean, there's no guarantee that you're going to vote and you're going to get the person that you think should be in office. There's no absolute guarantee. However, there's a greater chance of change happening by you voting versus you sitting home and saying nothing. So your mother wants Chris Murphy and Rosa DeLauro to be in office, but that one vote that we don't get from her could be that one vote that gets exactly. It could be the deciding vote.
Danny, you knew somebody that was running for House of Representative, right?
State Senate, yeah.
Yeah, and how many votes was he short?
Short, only 6.
See?
Right. It's 4 of us right
it's
here.
4 of us
it's not our district, but it was 4 of us right here. Our engineer could have voted, and one other person could have voted. He could have
made a difference.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, people really don't think about those numbers. It'd be those 1s and 2s or hundreds that actually really, really, really makes a difference.
And nothing's gonna change overnight, but you gotta do the work.
Right. Like, you was talking about when we had this conversation like Friday night. He was really talking about like socioeconomic people, like people that's in a whole different class, like lower class people, disenfranchised people. They're not voting because they don't know. They feel like their vote doesn't matter. Where like black educated people, they know what's going on. They know they're going to vote. They know that their vote counts. And he was, basically saying like, how do we get those people, those poor people, to vote?
Yeah. So Stacey Abrams, correct? That's her name. She's running for governor in Georgia, and her opponent basically was like, oh, you're trying to get illegal people to vote for you. And she said, no, my mission was to go out and get more black people to be registered to vote, because we look at the numbers, it's ridiculous. If it's 70% of the Georgia state are black and only 30% are registered to vote, that's a problem. So she was going out and having people that are able to vote to get out and register. And she was like, nigga, you can't, she didn't say nigga first, but she basically was like, you can't talk because you like disowned like 36,000 votes while he was governor.
He had a lot of illegal voting activity going on.
Exactly, which is ridiculous. So she was like, stop playing yourself.
Right.
She read him.
Sometimes you gotta meet people where they're at. So if you gotta go to the hood sometimes, go during the day.
Yep.
And get them to vote. Get them registered.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And I get, and like the people that are, how do I want to say it, like less fortunate or whatever, and that don't really know. I think they have a fixed mindset of like, this is what I'm used to. All these years ain't nothing ever happened for me, so why should I bother?
Right.
And that's just a fixed mindset. We gotta have a growth mindset and be optimistic and think like, you know what? It might be just that, the last 3 or 4 times I voted, nothing changed, but it might be this one time.
Right. You have to be hopeful. And like, even like people say, oh, well, when we had Obama there, he didn't really do nothing for us.
Right.
The House and the Senate was all Republican.
Right.
So everything that he wanted to do, it got shut down.
Right.
So like, people don't understand, like, it's more than just the president. The president don't just make all the answers.
Decision, right.
That would be a dictatorship.
Exactly.
Like, it's literally other people that just was shutting him down, even if they might have agreed. It was like, nah, you're not getting it.
This election here is the election that puts a lot of shit into place.
Right. It don't be the presidency.
Right.
It be this. So
like the president is the big election, but this election
is just as important.
Right. And I think a lot of people don't vote in the smaller elections.
They don't.
I think a lot of people are more focused on president.
Yeah.
Right.
And I get it, but like you said, it's the little people, I guess, if you want to say.
Was it Kavanaugh that became the Supreme Court Justice? And this is why he became the Supreme Court Justice, because of the people you guys had in the Senate.
Right.
They voted him in.
If we're not voting in the little primaries and all this stuff, then all these people that don't mean well are getting positions of power. Yeah. And now the president is answering to them. Basically.
And I think we have to figure out, because, you don't have people that watch CNN, watch MSNBC or whatever the hell it's called.
To keep up with everything.
Right, they don't. So you have to meet them where they're at. So like Stacey and all those people that actually go out and see their face, like this is where you gotta come. You gotta come to them, give them the information, and give them an opportunity to decide.
And it makes you more relatable to the people.
And they probably feel special, like they care about me enough to come to me, to come to where I live at.
Exactly.
So I just want to run down the ballot for people who don't know. We will be voting for governor, lieutenant governor, U.S. senator, treasurer, comptroller, and attorney general.
And this is in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Right. And you think all them positions don't matter, but they absolutely do.
Yeah.
They absolutely do.
What's his name? That's the governor now.
Malloy.
Killing our pockets.
Killing. And we still have potholes.
Right. You're right. Absolutely right.
They getting fixed slowly but surely.
Budget cuts for education.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that matters.
Just like J. Cole in his song, like, this is like 2018. We should be able to say where our taxes is going.
Our money goes.
On the app.
Agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. I should be able to say, you know what, this is what I care about, so I want my taxes to go here.
That's a good reference.
Yeah. He I love him.
That's bad.
I do that. So there is going to be a voter, like, a telethon on tomorrow. The former First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama, on Monday is gonna have like a 2-hour comedy event. And they're not even collecting any money. It's just a telethon calling people saying, like, can we trust that you'll go out and vote?
Can we count on you?
Yeah. And so that reminded me of the Vote or Die campaign that Diddy was doing. It started back in 2004, but it kind of like died down. I put a poll, like, do you think that this is still relevant now?
It could be.
It's still relevant.
But I feel like the celebrities aren't really talking about voting as much as they did when he did that.
No, but interesting thing that you said that. Who was it? I think it was, what's that singer? American Sweetheart.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. She actually, like, posted a detailed message of who she was voting for.
Wow.
And after she did that, so many people registered to vote.
Wow.
And they were like, they're going to vote for that person. So they were like, so why aren't more celebrities should celebrities speak up and say who they're voting for?
Because we always say go and vote.
Right.
But they never say who they voting for and why.
Right.
Because like you said, for people that don't know,
but
they listen to Weezy and they don't know about politics, but they listen to Jay, and Jay says, oh, I'm voting for X, Y, and Z because X, Y, and Z, da da da.
And then you are sitting here saying, "Oh, okay, well, I like those things too. That's important
and that's
to me too."
Exactly why what she did. It was very detailed. She said, "I'm voting for this woman because she believes in this, and I'm not standing for the last person." Da 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 da. She was like, "I'm voting in Tennessee. I'm going back home." Like, she was awesome.
I agree. I absolutely think that celebrities should use their platform. Not that you have to be in politics and doing all the the shenanigans or whatever, but you have an influence. I was listening to the read and Kid Fury was talking about, I think he did his read about the Cardi and Nicki fight and he was talking about how these little kids are threatening to shoot up Nicki house or run over Culture, the baby or whatever, because they love love that idol so much. And he's like, how about instead of, I can't control them, but he was like, if you say, go and carve my name in your arm,
they'll do it.
There's gonna be hundreds of thousands of videos or pictures in your inbox
gonna be a challenge
of people doing it. So he was like, why not take that same energy and say, go vote? Or like you said, I'm voting for this person or whatever, because you have people that for some reason are like enamored with you and are gonna do what you say.
People
So
are crazy.
use your platform.
You have some celebrities that do openly endorse
Right, that's true.
different politicians,
Mhm.
but it could be more.
It
And then
could
you can
definitely
say
be more.
why. You can say
Right.
why
Mhm.
that you're voting for this person.
Even
It's
if
so
you
funny.
don't want to say who you're voting for and why,
Right,
encourage them to vote. Period.
yeah.
Like you don't have to influence anybody to
Because
vote for who
honestly,
you're voting
you
for.
can say all that, but when you get into that thing in that ballot box,
It's just you
by
and that
your-
piece of paper.
Exactly. You could be checking off for
Anything.
anything.
And it's
Yeah.
so funny because we always are shunned from saying who we voted for, and it's so
I know, it's very
secretive.
secretive.
Because politics,
Yeah.
you're not
It is,
supposed to.
it is a personal thing, but you don't have to be so secret.
Yeah, they
Right.
always say don't
You
talk
know,
about politics and religion.
Right, and
Because-
there's are touchy subjects, but I feel like if it's something that you're passionate about, then own it.
You don't care, yeah.
Because it shows your true colors to
Exactly.
see like who you're
And
representing
that's a damn fact.
and who you're supporting.
Because
Shows
I'm
your
gonna
true
side eye
colors.
you if you be like, oh yeah, I voted for Trump.
Right.
But I wouldn't even side like, oh, so what made you
Why?
vote for them?
Because it could
I'ma
just
side-eye you.
it could just be you don't believe like his other things like sexual assault and
something
all that,
stuck out
but
to
you
you.
believe in your money and
Right.
you don't want to be
True.
taxed
Exactly.
and you get paid
And that
you're
makes
like
sense.
and I'm
Right.
like, oh, I understand
And I
that.
support that. Like you have a right to that. I
People
support
don't
that.
play with their money.
True,
So I can
yeah.
see like, oh yeah, Trump is not gonna tax money, like I can see that. But what about the other stuff that you
Right.
could swallow all
You
that?
can't ignore that.
Right.
You can like, yeah, he gonna save me a little bit of money, but this is doing some shit. He's
Doing
talking
some
some
But
shit.
a lot of
Crazy
people
shit.
ignored it.
And it's threatening our lives and our livelihood too. Like these other countries and the crazy stuff he be saying, like it's so good when you got all that money, but if so and so bombs us, then what?
King
Your money's gone.
Right, like the oh my god, the man that got killed in the U.S. embassy or whatever over there, and it's
Oh yeah. It's
like-
been what I know what you're talking
oh
about.
my
Yeah.
god, Istanbul. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Like he got, like where is he? Like you're not saying anything. You're keeping like.
Everything is
But-
on the line.
Classified information.
Right, like he been very, it's very quiet for you right now. But when them niggas was on in Charleston with fucking tiki torches and shit, they were
You
very
had a
good
lot
people.
to say.
They were
Yeah.
very good people at that
Yeah.
time.
Right.
It's crazy.
But because I think we're going through like an arms deal or some shit with them right now. You want to be cool, everything good, sweep everything under the rug, just until the deal's over, till the ink dry.
Well,
Right.
guys, go out and vote.
Yes.
Like 10 years ago today, so Barack Obama's anniversary, 10 years ago today, he was announced president.
Do you remember
I
where
remember
you were?
that. Yep.
Yes.
I was at Southern in the courtyard. Well, we were all in our dorm rooms, and then when they announced it, everybody ran out their dorms and was in the courtyard and was like going sick.
I was
remember
in
that.
VCU. It was in my sophomore year. And they announced that they shut down Broad Street in Richmond.
That's
Shut down
lit.
Broad Street. It was closed. Everybody was on top of cars. Like the energy of that night
It was a good feeling.
it was a great feeling.
It's probably how they felt in the 60s when, like,
And that was our first election that we ever took part in.
Yeah.
And
Right.
we voted for the
Yeah.
first African American president. Like
Shout out to Mr.
It was
Coalition
different.
because Mr. Coalition made all of us senior year register to vote in his class.
that's beautiful.
I wasn't
Yeah.
old enough yet.
Yeah. I was home. Like I fell asleep. I think before the final
The final count.
Before the final count, but
did
I woke up
absentee
just
ballot.
in time. I woke up just in time, and it was a really great feeling. Even now, I think I watched a video of back when it happened, and it was like a video montage of like all the different voting
Reactions
areas,
and
and
stuff.
people were crying and just so like filled with emotion, and it's just an amazing thing. And then we turn around and we get this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Obama looking real good with his salt and pepper beard, by the way.
That's very right now. He ain't Barack. That's very.
He looked good.
So, what are some things that you guys want to be addressed during this election and when people get voted in? I know legalizing weed might be one of them. Not for us,
No,
but
but
I'm
that's
just saying
that's
it needs to happen in Connecticut because you know how much money we would make.
First of all,
We need it.
Not only that, people are serving 35
Yeah.
plus years
for weed.
for weed.
Right, right.
So the mad for real.
Crazy, and people are killing kids and getting probation. That is
Before,
nuts.
It's crazy.
And now we're trying to legalize it and let white folks and and companies monopolize it, make money off, capitalize it.
Mhm.
After we got all these black
Right.
fathers sitting in jail for that.
Trying to make money.
Yeah.
So we need to rethink that.
Definitely prison reform and gun control for sure.
Yeah. Gun control is a touchy topic.
It's very touchy because the NRA, they're like like so passionate.
I mean, but
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
but
I definitely understand it, because at the end of the day, if we say that guns are only going to be given to the military,
But that's the
They
thing.
got a
It's
right
like
to bear arms.
crazy.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
I'm
this
protecting
is
me
the
and my
thing.
family.
I am all for the right to bear arms, but my thing is they need to sit down and really like look at who they're giving guns to.
Right, because the
Look at the
military.
criteria. The problem is changing the criteria and being more strict about it. You're very strict, like we just said, about weed. How about we take that same energy and put it towards who we gonna give these guns to?
But I think it is strict. Honestly, the people that have the guns, I know a few people that have their gun permit, they don't even bring it with them sometimes because of all the laws. When we look at it, a lot of people that are doing these shootings and stuff don't have their gun license.
Yes, they're having.
Right, so it's
And
like
that's
the people
parents.
that are doing the right thing and using their bear arms laws the right way are getting punished because of the people that don't give a damn. At the end of the day, when you say, all right, can't nobody have no more guns, turn them in, those people that have their license will turn them in. The niggas on the street, like, fuck y'all niggas, I'm gonna still have this gun.
Because they got
and
bodies on that gun.
you get what I'm saying?
So they gotta figure out what can be done so they're not landing into
Where are the
wrong
guns
hands.
coming from?
Exactly.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not only
Our
like.
neighborhoods ain't creating them and bringing
It's
them.
not only
Right.
that. People have AKAs. People have military guns at
Right.
home.
How are they so easily able
Most
to
of
get
these school shootings have machine guns.
Yep, and it's their parent who had the gun, who has the license, and everything is legit, and they going in there and breaking in there and stealing it. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? The mom can get blamed for the son going and you know what I'm saying?
Can she? Can you call
She
that
should.
negligent? Negligent?
Nah, not really.
She
I
should.
mean,
If
it
a-
depends.
Yeah, I think it
depends.
depends.
If a minor child has a kid with another minor child, the parent of the father, their parents have to pay child support.
Right.
So you should be responsible.
And just like the parent, you seen the story with the two little boys that got locked in the car, little black boys in West Haven, and they're charged. They're trying to. The father was asleep. I don't think the mom was home. The father worked overnight. The father
the
was
mom
asleep.
wasn't even
So
home, and I
sad.
know
And they're
them
trying to
personally.
charge them.
They did. They're
Yeah, they're
did
charged,
charge
yeah.
They went to jail. Yeah, they're out on bond. That's very, very, very sad.
We need to have that same energy when it comes to putting weapons in the hands of putting weapons that can take a life in the hands of people.
What's important to me? Women's rights, pro-choice. You
Yeah,
decide
that's
what
a
you
big
want to
one.
do with your life,
Yeah, definitely pro-choice.
or with your body.
Yeah,
You decide.
it's so crazy. Like, once again, we're in 2018. Don't fucking tell me what I can do.
And it is very sickening that that you have these men
Right.
who don't even
Grown-ass
don't have
men.
an idea at all, not even the slightest idea of what it's like to be a woman.
And they're the
making
ones
these
abusing us.
decisions.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if a woman gets raped and has to have that child, like they have to deal with the repercussions of that.
Right, you
Exactly.
at sitting at home saying, "Oh, you shouldn't do X, Y, and Z." At the end of the day, this is her life, and if she knows that she can't productively raise that kid, there's just gonna be another cycle of
And this
just
is
bullshit
what
on top
I-
of bullshit on
and
top
this
of
is
bullshit
what I
on top
said
of bullshit.
before.
Or more
You're
people on the
forcing-
state.
Right, you're forcing people that don't want kids to have kids. Even I don't even care what the situation is. I don't care if you were being irresponsible and you should have used a condom because you know better. Whatever. At the end of the day, if you get pregnant by your own negligence, you stupid. But you
Right.
should be able to have the energy. I
And
mean, the
even-
opportunity to go and abort that pregnancy.
And
if
it was
that's
so
your
much
choice.
of the postpartum, like you really want her to have that kid so she can go and drown the kid in the
Right,
tub.
right.
Like,
And
what?
that's what I was getting at. Like, regardless of how you got into the situation, if you don't want it, you should be able to not have it because now you're forcing somebody to have a kid that didn't want a kid in the first place, and now anything could happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, one more thing, and felons, the right to vote, because now you're in society, you paid your debt to society, you should be able to participate in
Because
that
we need
society.
your vote.
I feel like even while you're still incarcerated, why not?
Honestly,
Why not? Because at the
You're
end of the
still
day,
a
the law
citizen.
still
Applying
are applying
to get
to
out,
you.
right?
And they're still applying to you while you're in because you're still gonna have somebody that's gonna say, okay, well, you're in here for something that you shouldn't even be here for this amount of time. So we're
I
gonna
agree.
cut your
Right.
time down and you
That's
can get out
true.
sooner.
Right,
So
yeah.
I feel like even while you're still in jail, you should still be able to have a vote. Like
Yeah.
I don't feel like your crime and voting I don't feel like they're synonymous at all.
You're still in society.
I don't feel like there's
yeah, I
synonymous
feel
at
like
all.
you should participate in it. Yep.
I agree.
You
So
and niggas that think it's okay to rape kids be in office, so we can't let criminals
grab bitches by
This
the
is
pussy.
crazy.
right. Like I don't know.
You're stupid. All right, well, that's our politics as usual. Once again, you guys make sure you go out and vote.
Please. Don't matter who you vote for, just vote.
Yes, today is voting day. You got until 8 p.m.
Yep.
Go vote.
Even if you're not registered, you can go online on the official state site and find out if you're
Yeah, you have registration, right?
Yeah, not every state offers it. It's only like 10 or so that offer day of registration.
Mhm.
But go and see if your state has day of election day registration and go vote.
But for sure, if you are registered, you need to absolutely be exercising your right.
It only take a few minutes.
Right, and
It
it's
takes
free.
nothing.
Like, just
Right,
go
it takes
down there.
nothing to
You
go
have
get your
nothing to
little
lose.
You know what we should do? All right, so for everyone that votes, if you take a picture with your little sticker that says, I voted, and you hashtag the team or tag the team, we will raffle off a ticket for our next month's brunch.
Okay, I'm around for that.
Be around.
Sounds good, right?
Sounds
So, if you go and vote, I'm gonna reiterate, if you go and vote, take a picture of your I voted sticker.
Yep.
Tag the team with either the team on Instagram or hashtag the team. We gonna check, and then you're gonna be entered into a raffle for a free ticket to
And we'll
our
announce it
December
on
brunch.
we'll announce it on live.
And
Yep,
we'll announce it on
that's
our
good.
live. So we'll be live this Thursday. Stay tuned for the time. But we'll be live to recap this episode, and you guys can get your
Church
2
announcement.
cents in.
And we have our church announcements. So Friday we'll be going to Julie's Pink and Pretty launch. She's relaunching her bonzos or whatever. So that's Friday in New York. If you want to attend, please hit her up. And then we have our singles mixer at Village Bistro on November 15th. We did our singles speed dating event. So we're doing another one. Come out, sip some wine, eat some appetizers.
Try and get
and,
your boot up.
Shoot your shot. It's about
I
to
don't
get
know.
cold.
It looked like a situation was going on today at brunch.
It
It
was.
did. It was a
Those
little
two girls that was
situation.
sitting on the side, two boys went on over like, oh, that's good.
Exactly. So we want y'all to bring that same energy to
Yes.
our singles mix on November 15th. Stay tuned to our social media. Let's get your tickets ASAP. It's gonna be a great time.
Joe, do you have a positive vibe for us?
I do. Someone struggled for you to have the right to vote. Use it. Voting is not only our right, but our power. So use your power.
Use
Yes.
your power. I love that.
Sounds good. Well, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you follow us on all our social media outlets, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Listen to all our episodes. We love you and toodles.
Deuces.
Bye.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
My name is Ho.
No,
H to the OB. I used to move snowflakes by the OC. I guess even back then you could call me CEO of the ROCO.
Fresh out the frying pan
into the comply. What?
Fresh out the
Fresh out
frying pan into the fryer.
I be the
Music biz number one supplier. Fly it in a piece of paper.
Wear my name. I got the hottest chick in the game. Wear my chain. That's right, ho. Not DOC, but similar to the letters. No one could do it better.
You should grab that shit.
I check cheddar like a food
So
express.
Now, Joe would've messed
Joanna's
up.
not getting
She
a
would've
million
got
dollars.
$1
That wasn't one of those.
Yeah, this is America. Guns in my area. I got the strap. I gotta carry 'em. Yeah, I'ma go into this. Yeah, this is gorilla. Yeah, I'ma go get the bag. Yeah, or I'ma get the pad. Yeah, I'm so cold like, yeah. I'm so dull like, yeah. We gon' blow like, yeah.